Hello, Pirate family, and welcome to the final weekly update of the 21-22 school year. And today is Wednesday, June 8th, and it is the official last day of school for our students. And I just thought it would be appropriate to have an opportunity to speak with you. I've taken a break from that, obviously doing a lot more emails, incorporating pictures and information. But I also think there's a time and place and a value for having an opportunity to speak with you personally, and I think this is one of those. And so I'd like to just spend a little time recognizing all the hard work that we have all been part of throughout this year. Talk a little more about the upcoming school year, and then recognize those staff members who will no longer be with us, choosing to retire. So that's really what I'd like to focus on during this presentation. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you to our tremendous community, our tremendous students, our more than tremendous staff, as this year has been a good year. It has been more challenging than what we had imagined. I think going in, we really thought, hey, things are back to normal, and things are just going to be a lot easier than what we've had to endure the previous 2 years. And what we didn't really expect is just the emotional toll that the pandemic has taken on our students and our staff. We're feeling that fatigue. I'm sure some of you as parents have observed some of that as well, as I've shared throughout previous communications. The emotional behaviors that we've been contending with, and this is just not in community schools, but what we're seeing in public schools and in education throughout this county, state, and even throughout the nation, has been something that has been challenging, to say the least. And as always, our staff has continued to rise and persevere in the resiliency that they've shown to help manage and to help support our students, not only academically, but through their social emotional needs as well. We definitely want to recognize that, but we definitely know that we still have more to do in trying to create systems, create as much support throughout Peony Community Schools to help, once again, help our students be successful, not only in the classroom, but also in terms of where they're at in their development, their adolescent development, their emotional development. And that's just something we're going to continue to work through. So I want to say thank you for sticking with us throughout this school year. And, we had a lot of successes at the same time, a successful school year amidst a pandemic that is definitely, we're in a different place today than we were when we started school last year. We had to work through Delta variants, Omicron variants, some pretty significant spikes throughout the process, and we're successful. We held steadfast with our plan. We know that it was not easy for everybody, and but once again, the support and the trust that our community and our staff put into us, it means a lot. So I want to thank you for that. We had a tremendous amount of successes in our classrooms with our kiddos. We've seen great test scores, especially our K3 literacy math using Ames Web. Hopefully, I think down the road I'll have an opportunity to share some of that, but also translating to what we've seen from NWA scores at Navigator and Pathfinder. We haven't gotten our scores back from SAT and PSAT yet, so that's something that we're looking forward to taking a look at when we do get those scores. But once again, given where we're at and where our students are at, I think we've made the best choices getting our kids in school as much as possible since the onset of the pandemic in 2020, and then keep them here and keeping them in face to face with their amazing teachers has been a tremendous asset. And I just had a lunch with a parent yesterday who just verbalized that once again, is from what they've seen from some of their friends who do not attend community schools and where their kids are at, comparison to where our kids are leaps and bounds. And so still a lot of work, still definitely some areas that we got to address and some gaps that we're focusing on, and that work's going to continue as it has always done in education and here in community schools. We've had a tremendous year in terms of successes athletically. Hopefully you had an opportunity to see some of those. We have great students. We just had a great graduation ceremony this past Sunday. That's where this picture behind me comes from, and just seeing our community come together to celebrate and honor our senior class is always amazing, but more so this past year, just once again, just resiliency and just the successes that our students have had. As a district, really proud to be part of helping support and launch our first kind of official therapy dog program. As you well are aware, that we have 2 therapy dogs, Willow and Roxy, joining us in the fall. We'll be getting into the homes of their handlers over the summer and looking forward to continue to build that and provide that support. And so we're excited about that. So we continue to move forward. As you know, we're excited as well to be able to start transitioning some of our grade levels for next year. It's part of our 5-year strategic plan. We are extremely excited to have our sixth graders move over to Pathfinder to have a 6, 7, and 8 middle school. We have great teachers who are coming over. Mrs. Sandula and the Pathfinder staff and working alongside those navigator teachers, and really looking forward to building something special for our 6th and 7th and 8th graders in terms of programming opportunities, just the academic environment that those kiddos will be part of, but also supporting them where they're at in terms of their adolescent development. So excited for that work. And then the work with navigators I shared before, really taking a look at that at the school and transforming that to more of a true elementary, to what parents have expressed to us. Something that I think that they've been looking for, and I think we're at that point in time where it's an appropriate move in that direction. And so next year is kind of a transition year, working really with the 4th and 5th grade teachers. There's a little bit different model, and just what does that vision look like, in terms of, and that's the work that we're going to continue doing. So looking forward to that. Our Board of Education, I just want to give kudos to the group of 7 parents, community members that we have on board. They've just been steadfast. These folks have been focused on doing what's in the best interest of our students, our parents, and our staff for these several years. And we need to just make sure that we understand this tremendous group of people that we have who are here really focused on the right work, doing the right work for the right reasons. And we wouldn't be where we're at if it wasn't for the leadership and just the support and just the sacrifices that this group has to make as well. It's not easy being school board member these days. We can see, that through videos and news reports that are occurring throughout the country, that we've been very fortunate to have such a stable group, just community focused, and just looking at partnerships and collaboration along the way. So I just want to make sure that we recognize those folks. And as we move forward to some positive news, our preschool numbers, we have an extensive waiting list. We're really trying to grow the opportunity. We know that this is such an important part of our growth as a district, is to investing into just a high quality preschool program. And we've always had a great preschool program, but we're really working intentionally to help connect them with our existing K-12, especially the kindergarten, getting them involved with our great reading program to Orton Gillingham, and making it really a seamless transition, and building a strong preschool program that we're hoping to grow for the years to come. So really encouraging news there that we're once again really being intentional about and paying close attention to as well. So along those lines, I think I've already said that we've, if not for a tremendous staff, that we would be in a much different place. And it's been a hard year for our staff. And some people will say, hey, this year, once again, was probably much easier. And the answer is no. The answer is it was extremely challenging, not only once again for the emotional impact that we had to work through each and every day. And that emotional impact directly impacts students' ability to be successful academically in the classroom. But also, as you were well aware, just a lack of resources, lack of substitute teachers, and just we have our special ed aides, and from custodial and just food service and bus drivers, and that has a tremendous impact on every facet of our educational environment. And for our teachers specifically, when we don't have enough subs, they have to take their prep hour, which is that hour where they can do a lot of planning, just preparation, call parents, do all the work that comes on top of just teaching kids. And they had to sacrifice that to step in to cover classes, and that takes a toll. And that's really frustrating from my level to continue to see that happen on a day-to-day basis. And the worrisome part for me is not sure when that's going to get resolved. I know there's talk from the state level and trying to see if there's some things they can put in the budget, and some initiatives, and some things that would be a benefit to helping encourage those to come out and sub throughout our public schools. But we'll have to kind of wait and see. So it's been definitely a challenge from that standpoint. And once again, from a professional standpoint, being an educator has never been easy, and it just seems that things continue to get compounded on them. And so this group has been resilient. They continue to do the very best job they can each and every day, on behalf of your children, my children. And once again, it's an honor. I'm humbled to just be part of this. And sometimes it's also hard as a leader to not be able to provide the level of support that they need to make things easier. And that's always a hard part of not be able to do what you really are called to do, is to help alleviate some of the stressors and the work that comes along. And we're looking for ways to do that, continue moving forward. So, but once again, kudos to our Pirate staff, who just a tremendous group of just people, educators, parents, invested community members. And we need to be very thankful for each and every one of them. But along those lines, we're going to be losing some. As year to year, we know that the folks have an opportunity to open a new chapter in their life, which is exciting. One that I think we all hope to reach someday is retirement, or just a change of careers, do something a little bit different. And we know that the numbers of people retiring in education are growing, just because once again it's getting harder and harder to stay in this profession, in this field, given the demands that continue to increase on our folks. But I do want to celebrate and honor those people who have chosen to leave, and this list may grow. Sometimes over summer we'll get some additional ones, but as of today, June 8th, I'd like to wish the very best to each and every one of these. And I'll start with Jeff Salone. Jeff's been with us for many years at the high school, teaching health, PE. He came in as a football coach. He's done a great job reinvigorating a staff golf league in the past couple of years. And Jeff is just a great person. I got to know Jeff in a workshop that we were part of a couple of years ago, and just a really good guy. My own kids have had him in health, and so I'm excited for him and his family, and wish Jeff the best. Along another Jeff is Mr. Jeff Campbell, and I shared some great highlights of Jeff and his contributions to our district a couple weeks ago in the weekly update. But Jeff has been such an instrumental part of our entire music program. But specifically our orchestra program. When that got started, he took a risk and took the lead on that, and he grew that into one of the highlights of not only in this district but in our county, and with the partnership with Ann Arbor Symphony Orchestra. But those many here don't know that he started out as high school band director, a marching band, moved to the middle school. He's now been working at Navigator, so he's run the gamut. Took the challenge of teaching choir. And it's been hard in the last few years, just once again through COVID, trying to teach and keep a music program growing. And but Jeff's done an amazing job, and I wish him and his family the very best. And being a band director, being in a music program is a big sacrifice, a lot of time outside of school as well, concerts and just working with kids after school. So I want to thank Jeff for all that he's done. Next in line is Chris Simmon. Chris Simmon is a well-known sixth grade teacher, has been with us for 25 years. And Chris brings just a tremendous heart for kids, a love for kids, a passion. And once again, my own kids have had an opportunity to be in her classroom. Chris often has high schoolers coming down to see her and visit her. And, when we talk about, really what kids remember about teachers, it's a relationship. It's about, knowing that the adults care and they love them. And so I want to wish Chris the very best, and definitely going to miss her. Alongside in Navigator, Miss Nancy Beatty. And Nancy Beatty has been part of Pekin Community Schools for 30 years, been part of Navigator for a very long time, head custodian, and she has just been an amazing asset to our district. Overcome a lot of just life instances, health issues, and accidents that she's had to just recover from. But she's always been here for our kids, for our staff. And I'm so happy that she's an opportunity to once again spend more time with her family and just enjoy life. And so I want to wish Nancy all the very best. Cheryl Stahlbaum is what we call a special ed aide, paraprofessional. I've been working at Country Elementary. I think did a little bit of work at Navigator as well. But once again, supporting our students with special needs, making sure they have a successful experience. And Cheryl's just been a great advocate for Pekin Community Schools, been very involved, and very close-knit group that she has there at Country. And I know that she's been well missed as well. And along those lines, in terms of being a special ed aide, and she's a legend, and this is Mary Jane Bowers, and we call her MJ. And I believe MJ's been with Pekin Community Schools longer than I've been alive. And I'm 52 years old, and I believe she's been here about close to 57 years, and been part-time the last year or so. But Mary Jane has just been just a tremendous asset and just a heart for kids. And I give her kudos to be able to do the work that she's been doing for so many years. but she's looking forward to spending time traveling with her own grandkids, and going to places that she hasn't had a chance to visit. And so excited for her. I had a chance to talk with her a few weeks ago, and the smile on her face and just the energy is still, it's so inspiring and invigorating, and makes me want to be able to continue. And for somebody to continue working with education and kids for so many years is just awe-inspiring. So we wish Mary Jane, MJ, the very best. I mentioned in a previous communication to Rhonda Moore. Rhonda Moore has been part of our clerical staff here at the district, serving in many different roles, been spending many of her past years at the high school. And she left us, I believe, May 27th was her last day, but I think she's already in Florida enjoying her new retirement life. But I want to thank Rhonda once again for all the many years that she's given Pinckney Community Schools. And lastly, although she's not really employed by Pinckney Community Schools, has been a big part. She's employed by Livingston County Sheriff, and that's our resource officer. But we're able to make her full-time this year, is Officer Christine Herr. And Christine is a pirate mom, a pirate community member, and it's so excited that she is wrapping up her dedicated, I'm sure not easy at times, career with the Livingston County Sheriff. But she's been a great asset for our school community, for our principals, for our staff. She is heavily involved in our local Rotary here with the Farley Hill Food Pantry. If you go in a place like Art in the Park or Food Truck Friday or any kind of event, you're more likely still going to see Christine involved. And so she's a big advocate for our community. And I want to thank her so much for helping keep our kids safe, our schools safe, but more importantly, just being a great resource for our families, for our staff, and for our greater community. We are excited to announce that we have Mr. Jeremy Gwynn, Officer Jeremy Gwynn, joining us. He's actually been working with Putnam Township as part of their service there, and he'll be joining us in August as our next full-time resource officer. We had an opportunity to meet Jeremy, and he's got a high school daughter, and he's got kids in school, and he understands from a parent's perspective the challenges that we face, and he's going to be a great asset and resource to Pinckney Community Schools, and not only helping us create a safe environment for our kids and our staff, but also once again being a resource to those in need. So we're excited to have Jeremy come on board come August. So as we wrap things up, I think I've made it known before, the first day of school is August 29th. That is a Monday. We do start a week before Labor Day. We are in a process of going through negotiations, which is something we have to do, if not every year, every 2 years. And things are going well with our groups. We have 6 groups that we're working with, but with our teachers group, part of that process is working through the school calendar for next year. And I think we're going to be able to present something fairly soon. And so it probably won't be a whole lot different from previous years, but once we get that out, we definitely will publish it. I've shared the common calendar in terms of the shared dates for kind of our winter breaks or spring breaks. Those are pretty common throughout the county, and so they're also on our website as well. But we'll get that information out. But the key thing for you to know is first day of school is Monday, August 29th. And we're looking forward to having a great school year next year, making improvements, continuing to be the very best school district that we can for our community, for our kids, and continue to move forward. So we appreciate the support, we appreciate the love, we appreciate the feedback that we get. We are generally trying to improve in all facets of the experiences, pre-K, preschool to the day our students graduate. And once again, we're going to work on communicating with you throughout the summer. We have a lot of bond projects going on. So we'll share some of those as we progress through the summer months. This is a busy summer from a bond standpoint. A lot of our buildings are going to be kind of shut down and closed just because they're not going to be available. We've got a lot of work going on, but we're excited because once again, as you see behind me, one of the bond projects are new signs, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're trying to not only make our schools more safe, but also beautify them, make them attractive. Very attractive to maybe prospective parents and families coming into our area. So on that note, I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you for just spending a little time with me. It's been once again, it's been a good and school year, been a challenging school year, but now is the time for us to rejuvenate. Hopefully you have an opportunity to take a little break as parents, as our staff, and to kind of detach. And we'll be working hard here throughout the summer. My team and myself, we do work throughout the summer. So if you need anything, don't hesitate to give us a call. You can stop by, email, and we'll make sure that we continue taking care of everybody the best that we can. So thank you. God bless each and every one of you. Stay safe. Take care of one another. Let's be respectful. And let's really make sure that those who know us know what makes Pirates shine. And that's just the type of people that we are. And I'm proud to be part of that. So take care. I'm sure I'll talk to you and see you, many of you soon. So thank you once again. Go Pirates.